Previously on Test C Teams.
So I want to know about influence from other planes, and I want to know if there's anything that is taking the form of a plant but is not a plant. Like I want to know if there's anything here that feels off.
Yeah. So there is an extraplanar kiss.
Oh, a vibe.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna lead y'all over to this insidious tree and be like, here is the culprit. It was so easy to find. I don't know why y'all couldn't handle this on your own.
How came you here?
We were the hungry thing, and now we are the children of the hungry thing. And like all children, we believe our parents are wrong. What the seed did here is to return this to a crypt garden state, even more vigorous and alive than your fantasy projection of how things might have improved in the intervening period. In this place, there are a lot of trees that you do remember. Trees that took care of you, trees that you could confide in. But there are 3 trees here in this place that you don't recognize. Each a dryad, each a creature of this wood, but each with distinct blooms. And here in the middle of the wood, all 3 of them kneel.
Time is the enemy, the past, it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulcher, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep, or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak of beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send them home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line initially twice.
Right. Hello.
Leave the room.
I got this. Hello. Yeah. Everybody know has to go away too.
Honor system.
And then welcome back in. Yeah, we'll know if you didn't.
I can
hello.
see you.
I am Tycho Brahe of Panic and Pax. I am also a Manifest Hereward Drone, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. But today, I'm Jeffrey K. Horcrims, and I'm here to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, specifically these friends to my right. Dragonborn, not a cheese dog. Robertson.
The 2.
Wow.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, going with the whole hand.
To the right of my right,
Italian enough.
repping the natural world, Walnut Dawn Grass Kakra.
It's this. It's not 2 wieners for me. It's just 1 bird.
Well, yeah.
Finally, some clarity.
It's a bird, but it's getting jerked.
Mystery solved.
But
This isn't a spider?
that's the ancient math, right?
This was my Loth gang sign from back in the day.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Now, to my left, not your grandma's grandma, except in those rare cases where she is your grandma's grandma, Rosie B. Stinger.
Whoa.
Wow, for the podcast, that was just Kate jerking off there.
Cool.
No, jerking off a ghost.
Cool.
2 ghosts.
Wow.
2 ghosts. Hey,
Hey.
2 ghosts.
2 ghosts.
All right.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Miss 2
Is
ghosts.
it impressive in D&D though?
Yeah.
Tricking off a ghost?
Yeah.
2
To
ghosts.
completion?
2 ghosts.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. To
To completion?
the left of my left,
Okay, then yes.
emerging as though from a mist shroud, Kafristrap.
Oh, ghosts.
Get back in that voice.
What are all these,
They're sleeping.
yeah, what are all these sleeping ghosts down here?
They're all sleeping and smiling. What's that about? Happy dreaming ghost.
Oh,
They have a condition.
I can do this forever.
They have a condition. Well, we
you
can if
will.
you want, but I suspect we'll eventually want to try another pastime. So, when last no,
Another pasta.
when last
Kelly.
no, when last we saw our heroes, they were in the woods.
Well, woods are we in?
Specifically, the Crypt Garden Forest. Even more specifically, so imagine we've enhanced that quadrant. Then Nemazir, just beyond the haunted-ass city of Nemazir, which in the modern, continuity has been reduced from its, city configuration and has reclaimed paradise. But deeper into the forest is where Walnut herself grew up, where she was knee-high to a grasshopper. And that is where we left off. She had found a place of meaning to her and then been accosted as gently as possible by 3 dryads.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to jump into it?
No. So,
Get out of here, dryad.
Hey. So that is the situation in which the party finds itself. We now return to your Dungeons and Dragons campaign now in session.
Can you describe what the dryads look like?
Yeah.
can.
Describe them.
I can with great ease.
Paint a word picture.
So there's a few sort of like classic constructions, like on the Dryad side.
Sure.
But in my headcanon for the campaign, which is just the canon for the campaign, for lack of a better term, I think that these things tend to be. It's sort of like the sort of thing you might see like on DeviantArt. I mean, I think that what happens is there's a lot of art and there's a lot of presentational aspects.
We're talking about those big wooden titties that everybody
well,
gives the dryads.
look,
let's call it like we see it.
Let's
Call a titty a titty.
yeah, exactly. Well, what I'm saying is that I think that it's just you get a lot of people who're like, man, I want to get fucked by a tree, and so then they like paint the sort of tree.
Guilty.
But how?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they paint the sort of tree. It's like Obama once said, "Paint the tree that you want to be fucked by."
Obama did say that.
Say that.
Okay, so
In
did
his second
term.
Yeah, inauguration. I remember that. Yeah.
Second term.
okay, so these dryads do or do not look like a deviant art painting.
They do not look like a deviant art painting.
Oh, okay. What do they look like?
No,
then?
they look like
Trees. They're just trees.
no. It's just a
certain
real.
things.
Are they even dryads? You don't even know. You have to get very
wet
close.
ads?
No,
Dryad?
they are willowy.
Willowy.
Almost in terms of they're essentially birch trees that greet you in the center of this clearing, feminine in silhouette and in impression, but you don't see wooden orbs, on the front.
Bolt-ons.
Yeah, exactly. There's no afterthought.
Not even like fruit in the same area, as if to suggest.
Look, that's look, and I'm not going to say that isn't a classic technique. It's not what's happening
Or like
here
a
because
oak
birch trees
gall.
don't have a
No.
no.
A fruit.
I don't think so. I feel like I've disappointed you, Chris, and I apologize.
You can put whatever you want in your head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't forget. I mean, you always draw. During each game, maybe you can do the fan edit.
I'm gonna just get like a stock photo of a woman in a bikini and just tint green. That's it. That's it.
It's one
And
step.
some leaves. I don't know. Maybe doesn't matter. At that point,
Well, I mean, another classic
I got what I
present.
came for.
A leaf,
yeah.
maybe.
Oh, one leaf. I would love to role play with these dryads.
What have you been?
I almost said naiads because of this boy.
Hey,
But they're not naiads.
but hold on. So have you been thinking about this all week? You want to talk to these special plants? Marvelous.
You got to start with what up, Birch? Obviously.
These 3 bad birches.
Bad Birch.
No,
Basic
Walnut
birch.
looks at them and she says, "My daughters, I'm home.
Mommy's home.
Yeah.
Mommy's home and you're in trouble."
Oh.
Do your homework.
Yeah.
She just says, "My daughters, I'm home."
Right. And it's it's not difficult to tell because of your upbringing and your access to the Druidic language. Their names are apparent.
Okay.
There's no need to. You don't have
daughters,
to.
or they...
That part of that
just trying
part
to get
of
clarity.
it's like if anything,
Okay.
right? There's aspects of normal human society that are painful or at the very least inconvenient,
Sure.
and that is gone from here, which is just more evidence that everything is as it should be in the forest.
I love it.
Left to right,
I want to stay here.
they are named Dua,
Dua,
Sealy,
Sealy.
and Broca.
Dua, Sealy, and posturepedic.
Yeah. Sleep. No. It's Dua, Sealy, and sleep number.
And sleep number. Sorry, what was the third one?
Broca?
Broca.
Broca. Okay, great.
And they turn their willowy heads to one another and share a few whispered words that you can just make out, which is, yes, this is her.
Oh no. Walnut goes, yes, it's me. I'm back to see how you've grown up. Look at you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can look around and you are conscious that there are, even in this place, fronds sort of leaning in, just in the forest around you, to partake of this moment.
Wow. Walnut
Just
doesn't see
too much
anything
pressure.
wrong with this.
Too much
It's
pressure.
too much pressure, and she pieces out.
Sounds like
Completely.
heaven.
No, she's like, yeah, if her C-team compatriots are with her, she is completely oblivious to them. She's just like walking towards the Dryads even closer.
Yeah, and they're not, and they're not conscious necessarily, probably, of the place itself. In fact, you made special care to emphasize that it was not, that you did not call it out at all. So
No. And Walnut says, the forest, Nemazir, it looks beautiful. You've been taking great care of it. Thank you.
Small boughs, like just a trio of small boughs from the boughs
From the tree.
in front of you, right down here. And with Sealy speaks for the group of them and says, yes, we labored long.
I can tell you've done a great job. And then she just kind of looks around, and she's like really distracted in this moment. But so she comes back to herself for a second, and she goes, "Oh, we're here with a purpose. We're here to find."
They straighten up.
And then she goes, and she turns back, and she looks at Rosie, and she goes, "Hollow of the 6 points."
Nailed it.
And she says to them, we're looking for the Hollow of the 6 points. Do you know where it is?
Yeah. And they sort of titter between each other briefly. And if a tree could shrug, this is more or less the sort of thing that you see. These terms, Sealy says, these are not our words.
Ceiling.
Walnut, I know.
Now he won't stop laughing.
Walnut says, it's not my word either, but someone connected with the grove is connected to that place. And so I must look for it. But, is there anything? Walnut just looks at them and she's like, I just want to talk with you. I just want to know everything that's going on.
Just want to share.
Catch me up.
Let me in.
Yeah, that's like kind of how she feels. She's just so happy that like they grew up and like, because when she left him, she was like, well, way of nature.
Yeah, right.
Some will make it.
Yeah.
won't.
It's
You're like a mama sea turtle.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's
And I'm excited to see all of my eggs hatched.
yeah, you want to catch them outside, for lack of a better
A
term.
little bit.
So you gather close and discuss a number of things. They're trying to figure out exactly what that means. like what it would mean to be a hollow of 6 points. They get the hollow part. The 6 points is a little bit more esoteric to them.
I'm right there with them. It's all four of us are like,
So, as you're trying to square this circle, there is a like a breeze that sort of begins low and whips around your feet and begins to rise and shift the forest around you. And in a low, whispering voice, you hear very, very plainly,
for real?
Yeah.
Does everybody hear that?
Yeah, every person hears it.
That sucks.
Ooh.
It's all excited.
What? Nature? A little theatrical, but
Who?
That's not a thing you want to hear, Kathris.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm with Dinar on this one.
but like death. If the sentence were to be finished, maybe death of my troubles, my enemies. These are all good things.
I think that's the whole sentence. I think it's death, period. I don't think there's any more coming.
Can you be more specific?
I have to drill down on this before I get upset.
We need more data.
Yeah.
Just behind them, in a place, you were scolded as a young girl for doing the sorts of things a younger walnut did.
Fighting with squirrels.
Yeah.
Talking to squirrels.
Yes.
Making bets with squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
Cavorting, carousing.
Muddy,
Canoodling?
filthy,
Squirrels.
Now moving on.
projection
Of what?
just erupts. It almost looks like a tendril or root
Oh.
pierces up through the soil and then splits in the middle, goes down, becomes to what looks to be two paws, and they pull the rest of this hulk out of the soil, and drawing from within itself a sickle of perhaps 10 feet worth of blade. And it's continuing to accrue and rise in the middle. And the taller it gets, the more of this mud and leaves and filth sort of peel away. And it very clearly has a sort of amethyst crystal cast.
Side-eyeing
Even
you
now,
hard.
the face, this crystalline face, leers out from a deep hood.
Something you want to tell us?
I'm waiting for that answer myself. Hold on a second. How tall is this beast? This
It is 25 feet if it's a foot.
Well, is it a foot?
Which is it? Yeah.
Let's
But it's
split.
not a foot. It's 25 feet. That's when. How can we know?
Let's split the difference. How can we know anything?
No. Well, therein lies the
It is specifically
Measurement.
25 feet in height.
Okay. I am wary, but I do say
The next time it says death, it's a long, extended vowel, but there's a little questioning lilt at the end.
so. I
Like it's an option.
so I say now. What I was going to say is not going to be a question. I now go the other way. Apples.
Oh.
The hood droops somehow, even though it has a coherent crystalline form.
You've chosen a new form. Am I to understand?
We told you that we would return in a form of greater utility. Is this not the very emblem of rebirth? Doesn't this indicate our desire to help?
Is this all psychic?
To grow? No, it's literally in the middle of the woods.
This is out loud.
So it is now holding the sickle down low in a gesture of full bodily contrition.
Yeah.
I'm whacking at it with my sword. I'm like, get out of my grove.
Clang! Cow, cow.
Yeah, nothing's happening. Twang.
I was being
twing,
sarcastic earlier when I
twing,
said, "Is there something you want to tell us?" But you maybe want to explain this?
These are apples, okay?
I have some.
All right.
I have some.
I
doubts.
understand completely. No more explanation needed.
Dinar gets it. Yes.
Dinar has never gotten it, not even once.
Nace's sword is out and ready, but he's waiting for a quorum.
Yeah, that's wise. I was beset upon in what is the name of the town?
Tribor.
Thank you.
Listen, no one else can remember the name of this
I don't
town
know why.
either, even in the world. So it's
vigorous
fine.
name.
In world. Everyone's like, where do we live?
It's some place up there. It's like halfway between two cool places.
These are beings that were almost like a leftover, an exertion of the that the Sanguilith had to take the form of in order to make use of that power. But these remnants first assaulted me in the form of apples from a tree.
I did notice that.
But now they have returned with a better form, a premier form, some could say.
A DLC exclusive.
Yeah, perhaps unwieldy, but I like where their head is at.
Is this not the very icon of rebirth? We are sensitive creatures. This iconography is deeply potent.
I am on the same page with you, but it's a bit of a nuanced. It's kind of a walk, a lot of sentience.
It sits cross-legged in an effort to absorb as much information
it's
as
still
possible.
Like 15 feet
oh
tall.
yeah, it's huge.
This is what you have done. It would be perceived by most to not indicate rebirth, but indicate death.
Really?
Only death.
It's mostly the chanting of the word death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is death not the precursor to rebirth?
in many understandings, it is not. So they're going to. You would be encountered with fear,
Skepticism.
but in the form of fear and terror. So helpful in some contexts, certainly. But I mean, how do we feel? Do we like? What kind of notes do you all have?
Get out of my grove!
Like hopefully, like waiting for that next piece of information that's really going to unlock this. It begins to look face to face. The skull-like shape, the eye sockets themselves, looking as though the eyebrows are raised. There's interest.
There's getting a hard pass from Rosie. Arms crossed, shaking her head.
We're closer. We need to be here on the spectrum, and we started out on this end. Then we went flying way past where we needed to be. Good, but a good idea, good concept.
Yeah, on one end of the spectrum is small fruit.
Right.
On the other end of the spectrum is monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we dial it back to about 40%?
It's a midpoint. We will confer. Yes, we have voted.
I like it.
Fish.
I'm liking this.
I get that.
I think that's 40%. That's right on the mark.
I get that. I see what that means. But how would you handle a non-aquatic environment where we spend most of our time?
I don't. That is an issue. I see
fish.
now. There is still much to learn.
And I realize it's all the constraints of this place that have hindered so many for so long.
The fish outside the water are being eaten, correct?
Yeah,
Generally.
largely.
I guarantee they wouldn't eat a fish that looked like you, though.
Don't be so quick.
Fish with a sickle. Maybe.
Fish with a sickle I like.
Fishsicle. Something there?
Fishicle.
Physical.
Fishsicle.
Fish sickles. You make them in the
What
oven.
is
I'm
that?
getting hungry.
What are the dryads doing amid this?
They are
they-
forming themselves into a rigid chevron in an effort to protect Walnut, but Walnut is constantly getting between them.
I'm trying to protect them, and they're trying to protect me.
It's going on like this. They're just churning in place. It looks like an incredibly elaborate ancient dance.
And it is.
Walnut,
So it is.
the balance between life and death, that place where I felt in harmony with Malith, surely that sort of thing could be strived for and is necessary in a place like this.
Not on the bones of my house.
I agree. Agreed. Yes.
Your house?
I mean,
Yeah, we did.
the whole forest is my home.
Can I do an inside check?
Yeah, of
to
course
see if
you
he's
can.
full of shit?
That's right.
I'm taking
Of course,
advantage on
you
it.
know what? Yeah, I guess you're right. Trees.
Can I do deception?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
I'll take
please.
advantage also.
Okay, cool.
It's an inception off.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, I got a 13.
Okay, yeah. The
Grandma.
dodge is fast, which makes it seem instinctual.
Okay.
But no,
right.
this is like any other child with its hand in the jar.
I just say, oh, I understand.
Yeah. The
got
whole forest is my home.
Whole forest.
All forests everywhere.
All forests. They're like homes to me.
And I make eye contact with you, and I understand completely. And then I'm going to start trying to find little remnants of wherever Walnut used to
Oh,
live.
nice.
Right
So
here.
it's going to be some amateur archaeology.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Amateur?
Well, just because
Jesus.
you're old,
Professional?
that
Yeah,
doesn't
but-
mean that you automatically know things about
That's
antiquity.
exactly what it means.
But what about licensing? What about the certification process?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Notarized?
I'm like, absolutely, whatever you say. And then my oversized magnifying glass comes out, and I'm looking on the ground.
Yeah, hat.
Definitely.
Exactly. So the entity sagely nods a few times and says, "When next you see us, we will have learned our lesson."
Doubt it.
And stay out.
Yes. You should know your place. No, I like what you were doing.
It starts.
It's good. It's really good.
Mixed messages. It's bad parenting.
I won't. It's good though. I like where you were at.
Nods. Mental notes being taken, and then it.
And then I look at Rosie and I go, "Rrr." Like clarity.
Yeah.
See, I don't like it. I do like it.
I can hear you both times. Every time you're talking, I can hear what you're saying.
You're not being addressed when I'm saying it's doing a good
I
job.
understand.
You know? Okay.
It's a spatial audio issue.
You're eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just right here.
Yeah, I know. You're like a foot
Trying to
away.
absorb this exchange, trying to extract via some psychic baleen the wisdom of it. It's going to be a hard thing to parse ultimately,
No, I
and
know.
it's almost certainly going to. I think next time the creature emerges, it's going to be in an appropriate time and in a shape that has a great deal of utility for the C team.
Dryad with boobs.
Exactly. It continues to nod as it's enveloped by the Crypt Garden Forest.
I go. And stay out for real. Okay, I did it. And I,
Forest won.
and I turn to the dryads and
Exiled.
I go, "You're safe." And then I put my sword away, and I feel like I did it. And that's it.
We solved it.
We solved it.
It's
What
all
do I
right.
got
find?
This place is the carpet of plants that are sort of enmeshed around our. It looks as though even with this great remove of time, if you sort of look at how things are arranged in terms of how the ground has recovered from whatever was here, you think you can sort of see, like if you close your eyes, you can get kind of a glimpse of. You don't know exactly what they would have looked like, but you can sort of see how life would have flowed through this tiny village.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I see a whole village.
You see at least 20 structures of varying sizes.
Okay.
These structures are not here now. Understand this.
Oh, I do.
These structures have melted away into the forest.
But it's like what I'm imagining is seeing at first glance you see overgrown
trees and stumps and vines and
Yeah.
things, but like if you were to sort of blur your eyes,
Yep, exactly.
unfocus your eyes.
Sort of magic eye
Yes.
type situation.
Yeah, so then I could see like a thoroughfare and I could see like the foundations of homes regularly placed.
No, this is exactly how it is. And like one of the thoroughfares is wider than the others, and you can sort of see how they travel off into the forest. I mean, possibly to other small towns,
Wow,
to other places. You even like you can sort of get a sense of the social fabric of this space, what it might have been.
Okay.
Walnut says out loud to no one in particular, well, my daughters don't know where the Hollow of the 6 Points are, so I'm out of ideas. I'm going to sit down over here for no reason. Nobody follow me. Thank you. And then she goes over to her particular spot and just kind of sits down and
It
thinks.
just sits down. Thanks, everybody.
I'm gonna follow.
Walnut says, don't come over here.
I'm gonna do a stealth check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't
right
notice.
behind that thick tree.
Got good stealth bonus. Don't even need advantage on this one. Famous last words, I suppose.
Oh,
It's 23.
nice.
Oh, I do not see you coming.
You've never
Even
seen
if I
me.
rolled you. I've never seen you before in my life.
Who are you?
I don't know this species.
So it isn't difficult. I mean, the truth is that this far into the crypt garden, it's nothing like the place that was torn apart and reshaped into Nemazir.
Right.
This is primeval. The trees here are substantial, and a very small person who intends to be hidden can definitely ply their trade here.
Okay. So I'm not trying to get all up in your business, but I'm like hiding behind a nearby tree because I just want to. I think I want to know more about what your life was like, and that you've just kind of spilled that you used to live here. Rosie is just completely fascinated because although she's like, I'm not in her business, I'm just observing. She's being nosy as hell. She's
yeah.
she's all
It's
about
right in
she's
there.
all about invading privacy, right? Like she's got to get in there.
I'm not trying to be in your business, but I get in your business.
I get in your business.
Tell me
I
your
get
shit.
as far in as possible.
Yep.
So as you get closer, Walnut looks around and she makes sure she's by herself. And like, I imagine
She's totally
that
by herself.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear her or see her.
it's like
There's no one there.
No one's there.
it's like that liminal time between like day and night, right?
Yeah. We're
That's where we
we're
were the
moving
last time?
into a and Forrest comes a little early here
Yeah,
under
exactly.
the cover.
And Walnut's just sitting there and she thinks she's by herself and she says really quietly so that no one can hear her.
No one can hear her.
But she says, oh, it's like so embarrassing. Okay.
Yes.
She goes,
Yum, 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 yum.
she goes, I'm home, Mom. And she goes, I tried to find out what happened. I tried to find out where you went. I've been trying for a really long time,
Oh man.
and I just want to know where you are.
be cool, dude.
And then
Don't do this to me.
she pulls out Foremother and she lays it down at her knees, and she's like, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn what you told me. And maybe some other stuff, but that's like the gist of it.
By the
'Cause I'm
time
gonna start crying if
Yeah,
we do anymore.
I'm already crying. By the time you get to that point where you take Foremother out on your knees, Rosie's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
Rosie would be like,
Loudly sobs like
No, she's
It's just a tree crying.
Kate is a tree crying
Yeah,
next
exactly.
to Rosie
You
that
try to
Rosie's hiding
do
behind.
like a sound of a bird. It's like, I don't want to get cut.
No, I'm gone because I realized like this is actually a very private moment
Yeah.
for you, and Rosie's like, oh,
Too much. It's
Yeah.
too much, right?
right. So
she
y'all can do
pieces out.
stuff, but
Yeah.
Walnut is doing
That.
more of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And more or less everyone is shifting around the space. I mean, this would be an exquisite place to make camp for sure.
Maybe.
You suspect that you're not the first person to have slept here.
Yeah. May I address, I say it to the Dryads, may I address you, Dryads?
They do not respond to you.
Interesting. Makes sense.
And they just turn. They actually just turn away.
Turn away.
Imagine that you were like the opposite of the sun.
I just want to make sure I heard. I go around the other side, so I may not address you. And then the same.
That's a soft no, Chris.
You gotta read the room here. I mean,
Like,
what
You're just
My
like
office nightmare.
chasing them in a circle and you just keep
you're trying to find that. You're trying. Oh, they're moving on that axis, but their
like a beautiful spiral now.
their speech to each other is like sounds something like a crackling fire. Like they have adopted an edge.
I see. Okay.
Edge
Yeah.
lords.
You two.
I back away. Yeah. We can make camp relatively far from these.
Yes, and we should do it far from wherever Walnut is too. Just to
Find the answer to your question.
Siri, you aren't a part of this.
Who is that?
This is my phone.
What computer voice is that?
That was a guest appearance by Bixby. We'll be paying Samsung a hefty royalty fee.
No,
Sorry about
they
that.
can pay
I want to
this
play.
guy.
Us.
This episode's sponsored by
They can pay
Samsung.
this guy.
Can you imagine?
Nace pops out from behind a gigantic redwood,
Ah.
and his arms are laden with goods.
he was shopping out here.
What goods? So what's good?
What's good?
What's good?
Ripe melons, apples, and a number of and like a handful of seeds that are occasionally sort of falling out and dropping on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I need a perception roll
This is unintentionally very sexy.
From moi?
from this guy.
He's got the ripe
I might as
melons
well
and
take
his
advantage
seeds are
'cause I
falling
got
out.
a
He's
lot of-
like,
He's like, oh no, what's happening?
It's a 10? It's a 16.
Okay, you have seen these seeds before, and you remember
Sunflower seeds.
You remember that. You remember that. It's an important kind of seed, but you don't remember exactly what kind of seed.
Oh no.
You're like, yeah,
How big are they?
yeah, maybe don't eat it. About golf ball sized.
planting or eating?
Golf ball sized seeds.
Yeah, and he's got like tons, and they're just like spilling off the top of this pile,
Oh no.
Okay. So they're.
and it's like when they hit the ground, there's a sound almost.
Almost?
Like, well, no, instead of like not a metallic thing, but like a pronounced thud when they hit the ground. The ground knows about it.
Like they ring on the
So
ground.
heavy seeds.
Yeah,
Heavy with seed.
but
Heavy with seed.
lots of other stuff as well. But you remember there's something about these that's weird, but
So all
it's
I
probably
know
fine.
is I remember something. Not good or bad.
no, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad. Okay.
You just don't remember what the deal
All
is.
right.
Oh.
Okay.
It could
But
be
there's
poison.
some sort of alarm bell.
Yeah.
A very dull, muted
It's
alarm
like
bell.
it's like it's like don't eat, don't
Yeah.
plant. It's like there's something that you're not supposed to do with them. But
Throw them at your brother, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining this like this dirty old school bell that's just going clunk, clunk,
Yeah.
clunk, clunk. And you're like, nah.
yeah, and it's just coming down. It's like shot puts. Like
Yeah.
compared to their size, it's just
Oh, yeah.
It's more just like when the alarm, like when it's like you got a siren, but it's dying, so it's like.
oh, with a low battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hungrier you get,
Yeah.
the more it's like,
All right. Well, if I know it's
Something.
roughly not
Yeah.
good, I would get really excited about the fruits and whatnot, and just start munching on them.
juicy melons.
Get facefuls of juicy melons. I'm talking yum yum.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Get in it. Ah, it's like a murder scene. Everyone turns away in disgust and horror.
No, they shield their children's eyes.
Roll to be revolted.
Just con check.
This is just like a romance.
Oh my God!
All right.
That counts. That counts.
It has to.
Wait, is it roll
course
to
it
be
does.
revolted or
Yeah,
to not be revolted?
Exactly. Hey,
To be involved.
Yes.
Okay,
the
you
first,
vomit.
the first of our exquisite
Appealing to your
prizes,
mom and you vomit.
Shadow Council. May your labors please you. Your servant, Walnut on Grass, has offered you a boon, and you get this galactic shit.
Oh, is it
yeah.
the galactic?
It's that galactic shit. Take a look at
look
this
at
level of
these.
dice. This is
What?
potent.
That razzle
Purple.
dazzle.
That's beautiful.
And they're all sixes,
Give
so that would be a great
them
choice for a Tales from the Loop game. Maybe
I can't stop
Maybe
hearing
a
about how great Tales from the Loop is,
maybe
guys.
maybe a little torchbearer.
We're playing my game here.
The old
This is free
razzle.
advertising for
Yeah.
my game.
Of course,
Yahtzee.
a member of the chat right now.
There's a yum yum.
There's a yum yum emote?
Seeing people with a yum yum emote. Where'd
Get
that
the
come from?
treasure. I'll have to
It's
watch
gonna
it.
show up in
Someone-
10 seconds. We're gonna blast it.
Is someone stealing
that
my
yum
IP?
yum.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you understand that this IP is out there freely licensable in Waterdeep.
Someone could
Especially
just
if
have
it's
a yum.
That licensing fair? Oh yeah, it might just be yum. And then if they do it twice, it's yum yum.
Oh,
But
I
you
bet,
can sue them.
I bet that's it.
Yum,
Sue them for
And
sure.
You just need to find the channel that has a hut, and you're in.
Yeah.
It costs you $10 a month to make
the
the emote,
noid.
but
Okay, I see some Doritos.
but it's fine.
Let's just watch these emotes. Just shut. Everyone shut. Shut. There's a blomp. Who's got the blomp? What does the blomp mean? What does that mean?
Who put the blomp? Now,
GG, chicken dinner.
There it is. See, look.
Oh, yeah,
yum
it's
yum.
yum yum.
Okay.
But it doesn't say hut on it.
yeah, exactly. Not yet, but here we can make
Not
the hut
yet.
and make $5 a month. Now, so you clamp your jaws down on this melon, carry it right away. Nace sits down in the middle of the clearing, sort of piles up, arranges each of the separate things, and then just makes a tactical decision about which things to eat at which time.
And then as we're devouring like monsters, I stop him before he starts eating the seeds. Not for any particular reason, apparently.
Yeah, he's like, no,
But just because some low-level instinct.
yeah, some fundamental animal part of you.
Mouthful. I just kind of stop short, like,
Yeah, he's like,
this,
yeah, no,
like
you
this.
can go.
But this
get,
is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Role play with me. No.
It's like feel the touch, like that hand.
Doing this, doing this, and I'm
I
like,
hate all of it.
I'm running to seed.
I'm reaching for another of the juicy melons.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can get your own seeds. You don't have to be coming after my seeds. And he grabs a handful of seeds
Don't.
and stuffs them right in the
Smack him out
crop
of his
hole.
hand. No, I smack him out of his hand.
Yeah,
Roll to
it's
smack.
quite easy. Yeah, you can totally do this.
Roll to smack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Roll
that's
to
a roll to
smack.
smack.
Maybe they'll win a
smack.
prize.
Advantage.
You got,
Advantage,
you
save
have
your
a
brother.
prize.
Hey, I knocked me in the fire. Or whatever's the best outcome.
If you get double, you
I
win,
get double
you win the
20.
game.
Hey, a 9.
9 in.
9 is pretty good.
Put that in there. Now,
It's 20 somewhere.
gathered throng, Shadow Council, Mary Labor Species. You know, here's your Elderwood treasures. It's the C-Team thing.
The C-Team tiny box.
Can has.
So cute.
Show him the front.
Show them the front.
It's the C-Team Tiny
Oh,
Box
you
from Small
gotta
Tech.
show 'em the
No,
front.
it's from Elderwood Academy.
Come on.
Now we're out of prizes, so no more 20s.
Yeah, exactly. So these rolls need to stop, or they need to go much lower.
I got a tech deck in my pocket, so if anybody wins,
Well, no, it's just,
Whoa.
get that deck.
very. I feel I'm very parental.
I
At
have
this
an
point.
empty can of Slutzer.
That's not a real product.
Oh, I got a full can. You know, I forgot about this bad boy.
All right. Now,
What has happened to this table? What has happened to our horrible home?
You're a horrible.
so yeah,
My
they
horrible
all
home.
they fly through the air.
Oh no.
Greatest bees?
No, and as they do so,
No.
the dryads each catch one each. They each catch one seed
God.
after another.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Yeah, each of them moves to grab it. One of them just misses it, but a daffodil is able to help by turning its cup skyward and collects it.
How visible is this comedy?
It's thoroughly. I mean, it depends on how pensive you're being about your strange new ward. But this is happening directly in the middle of the clearing.
I figured I'd try to set camp up.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing this and the trees responding, and at this distance, I don't think I could see. Can I make the seeds out?
They move fast. I mean, you're probably more likely to do it.
Yeah, I am going to approach because at least, the dryads are not looking at me, but they'll look at seeds, so I can send a message using that, I suppose. That's my interest level. That's where I can engage with this.
Exactly.
They've already crafted like a new language using just 4 seeds at a time.
Yeah, I can send a signal.
So I am left, I'm like holding a tent pole and a tarp.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
It's halfway through.
Something's happening with seeds over there.
Yeah, so Kathris leaves me. I was like, Dinar's playing with nuts, fine. As usual, setting up this tiny little camp by myself.
And it's like, but there's moments during it where there's just a little Rosie under a tarp, like bouncing around as part of the process.
And I'm talking to myself, I'm like, it's gonna all be halfling size, and they better just appreciate that it even got done in the first
They
place.
can crawl into this fucking tent.
Grandmother, there's no time. Make the camp faster so that I can investigate these seeds.
Nuts are afoot.
Are they a foot or are they a nut?
That's the mystery. That's what we're about to find out.
It's a mystery.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
Oh, their feet.
It's the never the beast.
Didn't know. I see. So I'll go over to the two of them. They look like
They have names.
these two of these ones over here that I lay
Chris
eyes
has
on.
never learned any of our names. He knows that Walnut is named Myliki, and that's it.
Yeah.
Grandmother.
They did just call her Walnut, though,
did.
so
I did notice
what
that,
what a bummer.
I almost didn't. Yeah, I was like, where are we at with that?
Top 10.
I remember. We never got to the piece of role playing. All right. We'll have to. It'll keep.
He'll keep.
Dragon Mans. Both of you. What goes on? What you just munching away and like
goes on?
Stop.
Yeah. Just,
No, it is full on. This is full on. This is like a physical comedy scene from a movie about brothers who can't get along. Like it's on the nose.
Have you seen those videos of cats that just very slowly mirror fight each
yeah,
other?
it's
Yes.
a very slap fighty.
What
No one's in any real danger.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But my weapons are ready.
Cathris is.
I'm so nervous.
Get too close.
What? What are you eating? What are you throwing? The dryads responded to you. Was there any more of these seeds?
Just eating food and bad seeds. Go away.
Look for these seeds. What do I see on the ground?
You see about 12 Nemazir.
Ah.
Are you eating these?
Not if you're going to be here over my shoulder.
These will destroy your bodies. You will turn into a 300 foot in circumference.
Everything causes cancer these days.
Yeah. My mom?
Next week. Well, they're good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
But only one a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's a health food.
So I'm like trying to scoop up as many as I can. Are you kidding me? This is a Nemesis.
No, and then the battle was joined here,
Yeah.
and then as soon as you start trying to take the seeds, Nix is like, not you too. It's like, I got them all. I can show you where they are. You can go get your own goddamn seeds.
When Cathris says Nemazir seeds, then Dinar would. Ah!
Dinar would say, these
Yes.
are, they're imported from Nemazir.
Oh, the finest seeds.
I knew they were bad. I knew the guy couldn't place it. It was something.
Yeah. Don't let your brother eat these.
I didn't.
Don't let you eat these.
Stop.
And I better believe I will not eat them.
Camp set up, everybody. Thanks for nothing.
All right, I'll wander back over.
But is it really 2.5
Yes.
feet tall?
Yes. That's what I wanna
Everything is
see.
2.5 feet tall.
The whole campsite just like compressed.
Yes.
Small camp.
This is why Cathris usually helps me set up camp.
I wander over bleary-eyed to Rosie, and I just go, I see the 2 foot tall tent, and it's got like the dip in the middle. It's just like, and then I just say, I didn't know we had a tent. This looks great, Grandma.
Thank you, sweetie. You doing okay? You need some food?
Yeah.
I think they got nuts over there.
All my
Let's
good
go.
berries got mashed on the way over here. She turns out her pocket, and it's just like purple
Jam.
It's just jam.
We can make a poultice out of that, apparently.
But yeah, let's go. I think the boys found some grub. Let's
Great.
go join them.
Where did you find these? I'm talking to Naze.
Yeah.
Where were these? Where did you find these?
He just points in a direction
Okay.
and then just sort of like waves his hand. So it was a point, and then it's become
A range.
essentially, yeah, exactly, about 120 degree cone.
Worthless.
Most of the Earth is now covered by this
Apparently.
direction.
Yeah. Dinar, we have to collect as many of these as we can. We have to get rid of them. What is he doing? Just gobbling away.
He's just eating, yeah.
But he's not eating the Nemazirs.
He's not eating the Nemazirs.
Wise.
But there's food here first. We'll get to the seeds. The seeds aren't going anywhere.
Yes.
It's in your brother's stomach. Sorry, I'm not there.
Yeah. Did he eat anything?
We've arrived.
Smacking them out of his hand periodically.
Yeah, exactly.
You would
because now,
recognize these right away, right?
Oh yeah, if we walk
now
over,
it's a trick. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's a trick, like where
know.
he's reaching for the apple, and then it's like,
Tries to get one.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just
oh my god. Yeah, Rosie and Walnut walk over, and both of us recognize the seeds because there's no way that Rosie doesn't remember it.
Sure.
I mean, it's like eating apple, hand grenade, apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Just smacking the grenade out every now and again.
But I just imagine both of us watching
pop
over
up,
and just be like,
grab.
"What are you doing?"
Please don't eat those. Nace, you cannot eat those. Nace.
I can't.
FDA
not-
over here. Everyone
not-
needs to chill out.
Yeah. We get it. You're old. So
That wasn't even that funny, Dinar. You're just laughing because he's your brother.
I
Nace,
can.
Those are-
They're this big.
They're-
Mouth is this big.
you know what? Go for it.
It's a system.
Go for it.
No,
See
don't.
what happens. No,
No,
don't.
no.
Yeah,
No.
don't. Oh no,
No.
don't
No,
do
I
it.
don't-
do
I don't
it,
let him.
Nace. I dare you not to do it, Nace.
Well, she's
Oh.
hearing.
Oh! Should I eat these?
No.
That's
Smack.
what we were trying to tell you.
Smack out of his hand.
Ding dong.
It's like, what? But why not? Is this because you want to eat them? Is that what
They're
it is?
too delicious. They're so delicious.
I don't think that's real.
No, they're deadly. They're deadly, deadly seeds.
Rosie winks at Walnut. No, they're not. They're so delicious.
Want him to die? Wait.
And
It's reverse psychology, and it's working a charm.
How about a nature
a nature check.
a nature check?
Yeah, I love to do nature. That I have many, many bonuses and advantage, please.
As a druid, I know so
Ooh, a
much about
16
nature.
16 is very good.
and a 15, which is not as good, but a 16 I'll take.
I love the druid without the nature skill.
She doesn't need it. It
Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
it's wild. I just
it's
like it.
intuition. She already knows all about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very
Intuition is a deep wisdom. These are distinct from first of all distinct from the Nemazir seed that you had.
I had a big one.
that you planted.
Yeah.
The one that is at the heart of the Crucible forest.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
example, it's like it's a different breed of Nemazir seed.
Oh my God.
So it's like
You
you
have
know.
to plant it. No.
So you know
Uh-huh.
that it's commonly understood, at any rate, even by Walnut,
Mm-hmm.
that growing like an apple, that apples don't grow true.
Mm-hmm.
So you can plant an apple seed and not get the apple that you got the seed from,
Right.
right? And this almost looks something like that.
Oh.
This is essentially, for lack of a better term, a wild Nemazir seed.
Oh my
This
God.
is an apple. Just keeps coming back to that. You're really hung up on.
Yeah, I got one note.
You've been reading a lot about apples lately. Just like, I can work this in.
Michael Pollan.
I can work this
Yeah,
in.
I mean all this nutrition shit.
All right. So Walnut grabs one of these seeds and she turns to Dinar immediately. He's just stuffing his face full of melons. And she goes, you got to find where the rest of these are. We got to find the source of this.
Okay.
Well, Nace found them.
Yeah, Nace found it, not me.
All right, Nace. Can you? She talks to him like he's a big dummy. Can you locate object?
I don't know that.
Right. So that's why I was talking to Dinar. Dinar, can you find where these are from?
Yeah, I mean I know, yeah. I know where
Oh, do you?
yeah.
Where she looks at Rosie and she gives her the wink for the reverse psychology. And she goes, I don't think you know where they're from.
What? Then he stands up. His tail has a couple like that angry cat swish.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, okay, yeah, watch this. It's like,
Okay.
make room. And then he
right, big boy.
walks the other way from you.
Rosie comes and gives you one of these. Yeah.
G-Wagon, G-Wagon.
And the dryads come along with you.
I assumed.
And he gets out basically sort of like around the edge of the village. And there is precisely zero shortage of these things.
No.
And the Dua takes you into her confidence and says, it is often this way. When one of our
when one of our towns dies, like when one of our villages dies, such things are not uncommon.
Is
There's
it
a response on the part of the forest.
one that goes, is it dangerous?
She says, we have not discovered their purpose.
Walnut looks around at the group of everybody, and she nods and says, "Okay." And then I want to do a sleight of hand to pocket one of these.
Nice.
I don't want anyone to notice though, because if they don't know what the true purpose is, I want to know what the true purpose is. But later, that's a 17.
Here. Oh, here. Can I borrow one of your dice? I have no dice.
You have no dice
I
today?
have no dice. It's gonna be a much easier game out there. No, they don't. No one notices.
Fantastic. Okay, so now I just have one. And that's for me.
You drop one in.
And so I say this one grew when the village was destroyed. Is that what you're saying?
And so you can sort of see like a patch, almost like a thicket or hedge of them that sort of grow in a loose sort of semicircle around the back of the village.
Okay.
And it looks very much like a response of some kind.
Great.
It does not look random.
Okay. Can I try talking to one of these?
To one of the seeds?
To one of the trees that's making these seeds?
I mean that's a spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean you can talk to any plant.
Okay.
As long as you cast the spell.
Yeah, all right, I'll cast the spell.
Jeez, Jerry.
God, Jerry!
I'm gonna try talking to it without that. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a try.
Do it.
Sounds fun.
Before I do mine.
Seeds. I'm disappointed. I don't want a response. I just want to admonish these.
Just a monologue
Yeah.
to the seeds.
It's like I got a good 2 minutes.
Just a
I gotta get in character now.
soliloquy.
Seed liloquy. Well.
I'm not giving it to you.
What if I squint?
I say to the tree that's making the seeds. I say,
And these are, the normal. I was just going to say, it's important that we emphasize this.
Yes.
You've seen a Nemesis tree.
Yes.
These are proud trees.
yes.
And, when they grow, swords and weapons come off of them. These are not like that. These wild Nemesis shrubs, for lack of a better term. You don't want no shrubs. These wild Nemesis shrubs look like they're designed to hide among other plants. Cowards. Shameful cowards.
I say to this tree, I say, wise tree. Do you know what happened here? Do you know why you grew?
We were born from the tears of this village.
Do you know what became of the village?
We are the result of its death.
How did it die?
We saw it not.
She just takes a minute to be frustrated at she is foiled
The plants.
at every time trying to find this information out that it'll never be known to her. And she says, "What happens when we plant your seeds?"
It pauses to consider this for a moment and says, "Try and see."
Oh my God, sounds so tantalizing.
I would say that though.
Is there anything? I'm trying to imagine walnut being told by a plant to plant its seed. Like, that's got to be a hard urge to overcome, right?
It is, and her hand's like twitching over her pocket where she put the seed in.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and it's a saucy tone.
It's saucy.
Yeah, this is like, imagine if the Crypt Garden Forest had like
A boner.
Well, a
Right.
15
trying to
or
try it out.
16-year-old.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, is this a
Son.
shitty teen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yuck.
So let me ask the tree one more thing. I just say, I have to know, if you're born from the tears of my village, are you a good tree or a bad tree?
What is the difference?
Fair question, Walnut,
I like that.
says Rosie.
Intrigue.
Yeah, entry. You know,
What?
rasp.
Rasp. And Walnut just ponders that for a while and says, okay, well. And then Walnut says out loud, I really want to try planting one of these seeds, y'all.
The dryads seem to be against it, just from the body language. Or maybe they were being protective of it.
This tree seems really into it, though.
Well, but that's definitely a tree's purpose, though, right?
No, I know. But Walnut's taken in by it because she is dying to know. Because the last time she planted a tree, that was an Emazir, it trapped the Wandering Crypt. They were able to save Auspicia. Omen saw her doing a great thing. She felt very rewarded. Nothing bad came from it except the fact that the forest won't stop growing into infinity.
I see no downsides.
Yeah.
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah.
Well, if I was Walnut.
How many of those seeds are there?
Well, these bushes extend like in this ring a distance from what had been the village. So there is the arc of them, about 50 feet away from the town, extends in a massive sort of half circle around the back. There's a ton of these.
Is there like a trail of these trees?
Yeah, exactly. Like they exist sort of like almost like as a ripple away from the village itself.
Okay. I thought like they were leading somewhere.
No.
I got
It's
very
like a
excited.
semicircle.
Yeah,
I see.
exactly. Like a
I was
welt.
parsing that.
What if we put it to a vote? We
Yeah.
haven't made a decision in a while. And she says decision with a capital D.
Whoa.
You can tell.
We should definitely plant one of these seeds.
All right, let's take it to a vote.
This is my concern. We are here partly to discover what Milan has been up to. Would she like these to be planted? Has she been seeking these? Do we have reason to think that she does or does not want them planted?
What have we learned? Fight fire with fire and nothing else. That's what we've learned.
The old ways.
The old ways.
Dinar.
Dinar, what do you think?
We're
I
here to say
abstain.
we're here to say Propha. I feel like we keep getting off track.
We're here for a lot of reasons.
Is this going to help us do that?
So as you walk out, and you've seen this process, you remember for a second that you know where the anklet is.
Oh, yeah. The end of last
That was before you saw a melon,
Yeah.
but
That's true.
you did detect
It's
the
come
object.
back. It's come back.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That was our the last thing.
There's a lot of- there's been a lot of-
the detect.
A lot of lights, a lot of shining stuff.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh yeah, right.
Oh, that's right.
Profi. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All this nonsense. I go. Yeah. No, there's no.
Don't talk with food in your mouth, please. Just swallow first.
Just go.
Fastest way.
Of course, you're right.
That got her.
Yeah. We're not planting these seeds. There's no time to plant these seeds. We're here for Propha.
It takes 2 seconds.
All right, let's plant a seed. Fine. He grabs a seed.
No! Oh! No, Dinar wants to do it. I try and block it.
Do you want to?
Yes, if Dinar thinks it's a good idea, it's a terrible idea. And I roll. Oh, a 19.
What am I rolling? Athletics?
Essentially, what I would do is I would
Acrobatics?
just add your attack bonus.
Both of you?
Yeah, exactly. D20 for each of you.
So-
Walnut has a pretty substantial roll.
I think we're both the same, actually.
Yeah, both the same level.
Both
Plus 8.
plus 9.
It's just down to the
9?
Oh.
Jeez, Louises.
All
Is that
right.
what we're doing? Are you just keeping that 19?
Yeah, 19 plus
Did everybody
Plus
level
8.
up except for me?
All right.
27.
Yeah. You want an advantage?
Yeah. I don't want to lose.
I don't
Ryan
like to
doesn't
lose.
want to lose.
Oh no.
No, but I mean, I have to get a basically an 18 or higher. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Okay, so
Disaster.
you
My hand gets crushed
you make
under
a
the
little you make a little nest for the seed directly underneath.
But your hand is so dirty that it grows anyway.
No. Are we all just soil? You know.
I go, wait. Plant the seed. Don't plant the seed.
Well, then, yeah, you
It's not
can
on
just,
both sides of your mouth.
you just catch it, and then you're like, I'm doing it. And you just rotate your hand, and then you're planting it.
No, Walnut goes, you're right, we don't have time for this. Let's go figure out how to save Propha.
Okay. Well, the circlet symbol's right over there.
What? When did you find that out?
I set up a whole camp.
Like an hour or two ago. Apparently. I just plumb forgot. Because of all the plums.
He starts eating the plums.
Yes. Nace found all these plums. And
Just melon forgot.
I plum melon seed forgot.
And you've already forgotten again.
Yeah,
You
what were we
start
talking
to
about?
go back to the melons.
And I'm just
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Now let's
I
get
can't-
back there
I
and
can't
get some
wait
more
for
food.
death.
Anyway,
5 seeds at a time.
we need to solve this mystery. Where did you find those melons? we need,
this forest?
We need more melons. Yeah.
No, let's find the anklet.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The tech melon.
What did I say?
All right, well, lead the way.
All right.
You're so smart.
Absolutely.
I go, everyone shut up. Everyone shut your mouth. Shut up.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
I say, this isn't difficult.
Yeah, this is actually really easy.
This is
guys.
really easy.
Everybody
guys.
knew.
Shut
like
up.
this way.
Let him
Everyone
think.
just shut up.
You got 20 minutes to vamp until the commercial.
Right.
Yes.
So you gotta stretch it out.
Shut up.
So, Walnut, there is even when you lived here, there was a part, and you know, you'd ask and think about it like any child would, and you knew that someday you would be allowed there. But there was a place of power,
Yes.
a place for rituals, and not a place for mothers, not for daughters. Deeper into the forest.
Agreed.
And as Dinar is leading away from the diorama of a normal-sized camp, away to the north, here and there overgrown, having to push through where the forest had mended itself, you know that ritual space is in this direction, like the place you thought you'd be able to go.
Oh. I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
You know, it's naughty.
Like, but I don't say anything. But I'm also like, I'm worried that the forest is going to do something
no,
to me
exactly,
because
like
I'm
that's-
going to this place.
Yeah, I mean, you keep expecting like your ankle to be seized at any moment
Yes.
by a stern rebuke.
Is this because it happened to you when you were a kid, or because like your mom told you it would happen when you
Oh,
were a kid?
everybody's mom tells them what's going to happen
Right.
when you go to this place.
But did it ever actually happen to you?
I don't know if Walnut would
It
do
might have been
that.
good enough. Who knows?
I don't-
The warning might have been good enough for young
Walnut's
Walnut.
mom was probably good enough at weaving a tale that it scared Walnut off. But I bet it's a thing that the kids dared each other to do, and they all said that
all
they did it,
chickened- yeah.
but they all chickened out.
Well,
yeah.
exactly, and it's the sort of thing like the birds are going to tell me.
Yeah.
You know.
Bees.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll know from the birds and the bees. And those other
Sex with
animals.
each other.
Yeah, when they're done having sex with each other, they're going to tell
that's
me.
what that story's about, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm definitely on guard, and I feel like I'm putting my hand in the cookie jar.
Exactly. And then just as you're pushing your way past, like you keep expecting, like you steady yourself on a trunk, you expect it to wrap around your wrist. You can hear your mother saying that you should never, ever go to the well.
Okay.
Might go. It's a little closer. It's in the well. Is it in the well?
Is there a well?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I go where it's almost there. There's a well up here. That's where I'm getting the strongest resonance.
Getting. Seeing.
So
What you said.
it thins out a bit,
Okay.
which is, of course, a great comfort because it means, just statistically speaking, there's less opportunity to seize the nut.
Seize the nut.
Exactly.
That's what I always
but
say.
but you can
Carpe nut.
but you can you're aware of its location. Like you can seek it unerringly, essentially, and it's in the distance of this place in the darkening forest, and it looks like there are 3 or 4 fireflies just dancing around, but occasionally they're occluded by the trunks of trees. But you can see them just like sort of dancing and swaying in the distance of the forest.
We all see it?
Oh yeah, this is not a
You would not believe your eyes.
it's not a vision. Or if it is a vision,
Thinking about it.
I know.
it's
Do we
shared.
get 10,000 hugs?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you and I are probably the most undistracted
Yes.
Yeah.
at this particular moment. So I think I catch a glimpse of it. I noticed you catching a glimpse of it, and I say, "Are we afraid of those? Is that something,
I don't think so. Can we see that they're clearly fireflies?
or are they too bright?"
What at this moment, where they are in the distance, you just see them sort of bobbing and swaying in the darkening wood.
Are we letting? So I'm assuming that you're forging ahead. You're the one in the front, right? Or
Denari
Denari,
is.
you're
I'm the front.
Yeah,
I'm the one
no,
that's
He knows
getting
where it is.
on.
He's the compass.
No, I'm in
I'm
the
floating like Scooby snacks by my nose.
I'm in the back. I'm very nervous about where we're going. I know we're going in a bad direction.
Are we, but we're not nervous, I don't think. So maybe we start to like catch up with and or lead a little bit,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
follow from the front, because I want to see what's going on.
I think that Walnut's nervousness, although I don't have the same reasons, it's a little bit contagious. And so I'm
Oh, it's just in the air.
yeah, I can tell that you're high strung right now. And so I'm like on guard. So I see these fireflies and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck those fireflies up. If they get any closer, just come at me.
Natural enemy of the bee.
The fireflies.
Show offs.
So
Oh no.
no, it's okay. Well, maybe it's not okay. You let me know. Perception, please.
Oh.
For each and all, or just
Yeah,
the
it's just-
one?
19.
Just walnut.
Jeez, yeah, just the nut, because it has to do with Druidic inscriptions that
no.
are essentially warped and wrought into the forest
Oh.
itself. Here and there, like here on a leaf, there on the trunk of a tree or a root. The place is, and it's dense.
What do it say?
It says
Freak on a leaf.
it has it's groups
Okay.
of what look like 1 to 5 names,
Okay.
and then a one-word sort of suffix,
Okay.
like love or wealth.
But I can't make out what it is.
Oh no, that's literally what it says.
Oh. Oh.
It's a list of names and then this suffix,
Okay. Do I recognize any of the
and
names?
it's suffused. Give me a check with advantage because this particular thing would stand out to you.
Oh, 15. What am I doing? Am I adding anything to this or am I just doing... Oh, and a 1.
Well, that's really bad.
Don't take that one.
Walnut.
You can
God.
I think you can take my bountiful luck though.
You should, yeah. She's close.
Go for it. Reroll that.
Nope. 15 was the best I could do.
Yeah, and it's 15 plus 9 in
Yeah.
perception.
Yes.
Yeah, you see very plainly, just sort of like etched into a stone along this path. You see Tehenitar, Thalia, love.
It's like a mating thing, like a
Yeah.
body
Canonically, Walnut doesn't know her own mom's name, but we can retcon it that she does.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that'd be cool.
Okay, so she sees
Or it would
that.
just stand out to you in
No,
and,
no.
and for some reason, it can stand out to you.
That's fine. No, let's do it. Let's play it. Walnut sees that, and she sees the name Thalia. And does she know Thalia?
No,
She doesn't know
that's
Thalia
not
at
a
all?
name that she remembers.
Oh. So she's looking at this.
Yeah, and
She just kind of stops walking.
yeah, and you're just surrounded by it's etched everywhere. All this catalog of this great reckoning of some kind with these seemingly meaningful suffixes, but this place is packed with them.
Oh, so now I'm just like, this is a good place. This is a place people go for good things. And she's not nervous anymore, but so that was etched onto a stone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If it was a leaf, I was gonna take it.
But you need an excavator. You come in here with a team.
Etching
Yeah, into an etching.
Rubbing, yeah.
Take a leaf,
or rubbing
etch it onto the leaf.
Oh, actually, she does have a documented kit. You know what? Maybe she will do a rubbing.
She totally does.
She would totally
Hell
do that. Yes, while everybody's forging ahead looking at these fireflies, she's going to really quick do a rubbing of that. And mostly because she just assumes that it's her mother's handwriting. Even though she has no reason to know that, and it probably isn't, but she definitely doesn't have anything that's in her mother's writing, so she takes that.
Yeah. Cthulhu, if you would please give me an Arcana check.
I'm going to take advantage.
Cthulhu Arcana check from the Philly Flyers.
So that'll be a 16 and a
Big money.
13. So
Yeah, so the space in front of you is sort of like, you can see this around Dinar, like from the side, where these, what seem to be fireflies, are now clearly small lanterns that are hanging from what look like flexible poles that project off of the back. And now that you're close enough, you just get near enough to see the rest of the shape. And all these lights are sort of projected and hanging in different directions off of a person.
Uh-oh.
is this coming from a single source?
Yeah, they're in close enough, you can see that every one of the fireflies is just some projection off of this. It's not even clear at this point what its purpose is, but it is clearly some kind of, it's not armor. It wouldn't be protective in that way.
Yeah.
And if it is armor, it's not any kind of armor you've seen before. It looks as though a person has dressed themselves in corduroy and denim. No, they've dressed
Your whole family.
Yeah, they've dressed themselves in. They've in the same way that like our forebears would slay a wild animal and then skin it, and then make clothing, useful tools, and so forth out of the remains. Imagine a dark alternate universe where a strange man had done that to a clock. So he is draped about in long, sturdy metal springs and levers, affixed in the corners by chains that all maintain a kind of tension in itself.
That's making me nervous. But I have every reason, because this is an Arcana check and it just stirred within me, that this person does not want to be seen. So I will get on the awakened mind, and I'll just say, "What an incredible place! We're not alone." There's a clock man. There.
What is a clock, man?
What?
They're wearing gears and parts and basically what Jerry just said.
I heard what Jerry said.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like they're
Yeah,
not.
we all
those are
heard
not-
what Jerry said.
Those are not. He's also here.
Who's Jerry?
He's our conscience.
It's the TikTok man.
Oh, he's our conscious.
He's the clock man?
No, I say like those are not fireflies. This is a projection from a figure.
and you can sort of see that he is just sort of like laterally traversing, like he's circumscribing some shape that you can't see yet, but his movements are very precise
Oh yeah.
and very, very, very peculiar.
Ow! Something bit me right here on my temple. He's moving in a very strange way.
Has he seen us? Can you tell?
If he has, he's not interested yet.
Can I have your small D20?
Where is he?
Where
You can just have
fireflies
that.
are. It's
Yeah.
like off
And do you point him out? Can
Yeah.
we see him?
I'll just go like, oh boy, stretch, and then point over there, and then just.
Is he
All these plants.
Yeah, yeah.
is he perpendicular to us, or is he in the direction that I'm getting the?
No.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, that man is the anklet.
Oh.
Okay.
You can sort of hear like a gentle squeak of your brother's palm against the toothbrush's handle. The grip.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Shut up.
There shouldn't be anybody in this. I'm on the party line. And I say, there shouldn't be anybody in this place. This is a sacred place.
That TikTok man is the circlet.
He's getting all his TikToks all over everything.
All right. Well, then just remember the one rule: don't talk about it, so that he doesn't turn into a human statue. Right? That's what happened last time. We talked about it.
Oh.
He didn't
I thought
know.
this was just like a life, like some druidic life wisdom.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
No, it's chicken soup for the druidic soul.
Well, it's like, did I imagine it? Am I the only one that saw it?
No, that did seem to be what happened. At least, I don't know if correlation is causation, but those words were linked to an
Yeah,
action.
we like it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
So
are we
Chris first,
So we
and I
talk-
push you.
if you actually do that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm imagining this is all like this is a more open space because you said a well.
No, it's thinning. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I say, so it's the closer you get, the less you are occluded until you've come near enough to see that there is a deep gouge in the forest floor. And that is what he is circling his way around.
Oh. Does it look like he's trying to? Is he on our side of the gouge or on the far side?
He is a decent, like, he is basically like across from just like the edge of it
Okay, so he could
to you. So he's not like opposite side. You wouldn't be able to go like directly from here to there, but it's just a curve.
a little curve. I just want to know if it looks like he's winding his way around it toward us or leaving.
No. In fact, he's muttering to himself, and occasionally he reaches down to pat or pet something at his foot, and he's holding a lantern out over it, and just repeating a set of numbers, like he's measuring or counting something.
Oh, so interesting. And so
To some.
at being pushed into this opening.
I mean, not into the opening in the ground.
Oh, I know. Into the
Okay,
red
yeah.
earth, I plummet.
Woo!
And
And they die.
I'll just say, traveler, I have pierced the veil of your magics,
Nice. It's a good opener.
but what brings you to this sacred place?
He looks over to you, and as he turns his head to you, you can see perhaps 5 or 6 tiny ruby red lights swing through the forest and look at you also. And he sort of raises his eye to you and puts in a monocle to see you better, and holds up the lantern, and he says, I am here so that I am the only one who knows of it. Shadow Council, may our labors please you.
Come on.
We're coming back. Game, it's fine.
That's a lot.
This isn't the end of the game. Or is it? We'll be back very, very shortly. Fear not, and then we'll get right back into it. Thank you so much. We'll see you then. Hello. It's Jeffrey K. Horkrims. Welcome back to Test C Teams. When last we saw our heroes, they were just creeping up on a clock man in the middle of some
TikTok man. Come on, Harlan Ellison.
some measurements, performing no doubt a consultancy style service for an evil wizard or something like that. That's how these things sort of go. We return now to our game in session.
Wait, so it's an evil wizard?
No, but it is a clock man.
Okay.
Dang it.
Well, I can change it. I mean, it's just a word. It's just a word. And he, with the lantern still held aloft, he says, I would warn you, if you have come to seek the use of this hollow, turn back.
Sorry, what is this? Where are we?
His face grows stern, and he says, Don't toy with me. People don't materialize here.
Oh no, I
The world is vast, child.
I wouldn't toy with you. I'm like this. This is how I am.
This
not
is
personal,
this is
just
first gear for me.
Now when he
So as he continues to talk, you can hear like tiny squeaks and chirps from wherever these tiny ruby red beams of light are projected.
okay. Is everyone else aware of this, or is this some sort of
There's nothing mystical about this. This is all too clever, perhaps, but all too physical.
Is there any resemblance between this lantern and this affect, this monocle, as there was in our space adventures with the Sanguilis agents?
Oh, I see. So is it
Anything
a
there?
mode of?
Yeah.
No. It looks to be, I mean, from this range, and at this moment, it looks to be something of a traditional magnifying device that a person advanced in years might leverage to see things far away.
We seek a cure for an ailing friend, and then we will go do that and be gone. What about you? Why are you here?
You want to do something?
Come here.
Yeah. Hang on. He says, to dissuade fools like yourselves from asking this hole for things. He says, there is some other way to help your friend.
You can ask the whole thing? I turned to Walnut. What is this hole?
Wants
Is he hanging out over the hole?
thanks to the etchings and stuff that she saw, and she says, this hollow gives good things that you wish for.
He ejects a dry laugh and says, no, dear girl, it takes things.
And then I say, well, you're standing on my grove's sacred ground, so what are you doing here?
Something Walnut,
Interloper?
something Walnut just said triggers something in Rosie. You called the well a hollow, and I start to look around to see if there's anything that could constitute points, like 6 points. If this is the hollow of the 6 points that we've found. So I'm trying to figure out if there's something that's in a factor of 6 around us.
Yeah, absolutely. So while this conversation is happening, if you look over at this gouge in the forest floor, from a distance, it definitely appears to be a circle, but it curves in at certain points ever so slightly. Once you're close enough to look at it, it clearly makes up a kind of star-like shape.
Are you near me? Mm-hmm. I want to whisper to you and say, I think we need to see this from above.
Okay. So, not trusting this man.
About 50% clock.
50% clock. Yeah, I
I
don't
trust that half.
I don't trust anything that's mechanical.
It's right twice a day.
I'm going to turn into a spider, which is not the obvious choice, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to start clambering up the nearest tree, skittering my way up so I can see what this looks like from above. And Rosie, if you want to jump on, you can.
Yes.
I bow my scary spider carapace to you.
It's horrifying and gross, but I've ridden on your spider body before, and I'm accustomed to it.
He sort of regards this transformation with alarm and takes a step back and then makes a sound in his mouth like, and thrusts his neck at a nearby tree. And anyone who remains on the ground sees two small, they look like sort of like brass sensors almost, flipped over, skitter up the tree after.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
sensors.
What am I?
Censorship.
Yeah.
What am I getting in terms like the
He is
sense that got
he
us
is
here?
wearing like you can't see it,
Yeah.
but he has got to be wearing it. Can I get religion checks from anybody who is still on the ground?
Sure.
Not me. I'm riding spider.
No, BRB.
Very.
4.
number.
Nice.
Hey, it's
not
number
gonna
of this
five.
beast.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Nice.
I won't reroll. I don't know. What religion are you?
Have you heard about the Earth?
Yeah. Are you interested in a different one?
I really need an observer.
You don't have to be all into it like I am. In fact, it's better if you are lesser on the totem pole. So just hoping that,
Ground floor.
yeah, big things are happening for me. And you take your own business once you get in there. Hello? You still?
All right, but
Still
like, yeah, but the hole is not setting anything off. Nothing else there. It's all this
Definitely
guy.
not the hole. Is this
Yeah.
somewhere on his person?
Yeah.
You think that an identical adornment rests.
Well, and I guess if Cathris is the only one still around, I just say, it's not the hole. It's not this place. It's the TikTok man.
What?
I yell,
Why are
repent,
you-
Harley Quinn.
I don't. What?
He's got this circlet on him,
Oh,
right?
right. I knew that already. Yeah. I thought so. Yeah. It wouldn't be the whole.
Yeah, so let's just grab him, take him to Propha, and he'll fix her,
And like rub him on her, and then
I assume.
some will work.
Yeah.
That's gotta
You got
be
a
it.
better plan?
His neck is just sort of jerking quickly back and forth between the two of you, and then over at Nace, and Nace is like, I don't know. And then he goes immediately back to the other two.
Hold on a second. Are you a druid? You don't look like a druid. What makes you the protector of this hole?
Having used it
This is your hole.
and having seen what it can do.
Okay, well, I'm satisfied by that.
More about the hole.
What does this hole take from you? What has this hole done to you and your kind?
He says, we never should have come here to begin with. Let's go up over the trees.
Okay.
Tell me what you're sailing over, what you're looking at.
I just want to get to the top of a tree and look down at the hole and see what I see.
So you can just hear deep bass rumbles sort of rolling around down in it, occasional flashes of light at various points in its depths.
Okay.
It looks like, if you had to call it, it almost looks like a root was pulled up out of it. It's like dry socket. It's like a gum socket. It looks like an injury.
Gross.
That's your sense of it.
Okay. So seeing this hole, hearing what he's talking about, do I sense that there's things clambering up after me? No.
It's like they keep a
Away?
distance of about 15 feet.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's like when you come back down, they're going to have to maintain 15 feet in front of you to get away. But yes,
So
they're trying to bite you,
Okay.
but they are definitely watching.
So I, see this. I'm satisfied. I start my way back down, and then I turn back, and I can do that web shot.
Nice.
And I do that to the top of the tree, and in the web,
You put a
it
message?
says
Are you Charlotte's Web in this?
it says this, but in Druidic, so I'm the only one that can read it.
Okay.
What? I love it when people do this.
That's good stuff. I know
You know.
what it is.
No, I don't get to. I didn't see it.
It was
didn't see it,
amazing.
Can I see it?
I don't get to. We don't get to know.
We don't get to know.
Only know this. This is the only thing that you can know about it.
Oh, I know Druidic.
This is no, you don't. This is the only thing.
what?
No, I learned it in school. I'm actually better at it
Then Walnut.
than a regular druid.
Rodent.
So I skitter back down.
We're still arguing.
Actually, there's kind of a tense semicircle of dragon men and drow trying to achieve some semblance of stability over here.
We were told that to come here because it could heal a strange affliction.
Here, so now the two of you have
just
crawled
going
down.
back and
Yeah,
Religion
We
over
just
here.
gotta kidnap him.
Us? Okay.
Yeah.
Just gotta wrap him up, roll him up in a carpet, and we'll bring him back to profit.
Poison this space.
11.
11.
I got the number of this beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you at 10
Okay.
because of how you are.
Okay.
Because of all of this.
Because of just the mess
like,
that you
yeah.
are.
Head
You need
to
a
toe.
win, and you need one bad. So here you go.
I know it's going to be worse if I don't let you have it. You know what I mean?
God,
This is a pity 20.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a pity 20.
Blah blah blah.
It's not a page 20. No,
I'll take him.
it's because on his tarnished lantern,
Yes.
which has absolutely 100% seen better days,
And the Star of Many Place. Go ahead.
it's the same symbol.
God damn it, Amy.
It's the same symbol that Omen wears on his holy symbol.
No.
That's why you can have it at 10.
Okay.
Oh. Jeez.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Which is to say, for folks at home, it is a emblem of Holy Timora.
Right.
Lady Luck.
Lady Luck. And I revert my form, which is one of my actions I can take.
I'm still clinging to you like
Still
a
in the back.
backpack.
That's
Like
completely
Yoda.
fine.
Yep.
Now
I'm
you're
a backpack.
sucked into my
I was gonna
form.
see, like Transformers, so you just get pulled in.
Get liquefied.
Yeah.
There's a Rosie inside you knocking.
Go back to Spy real quick. Spy real quick.
And I look at the man and I go, listen, I know the stories I was told about this place. I'm sure it's some kind of double-edged sword, but you know how to use this thing.
Yeah, tell her right now. Little tiny head from behind her head.
Okay, I thought you were going to choke him out.
No. I'm
was like,
holding on to Walnut.
Whoa.
I'm her hype man right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get you.
He says, I will tell you a story that I think will dissuade you from its use.
Try me.
Try her.
I sit cross-legged on the ground. Oh, okay.
Ah, stories. Yes.
Fine. Knowledge.
He says, I was part of a special force, what they called a trident at that time, a secret force for the Holy Lady Timora. We discovered something. A knot of ball cultists. So thick, so deep. I was trying to help you out.
Thanks. I'm having a good time.
that we didn't think we would be able to do it ourselves.
Okay.
And when we told the church of this, they cast us out.
Did you have someone named Prophetess Drawn with you?
He, like, visibly tenses.
That looks like a yes.
Yeah, and so, like, he tenses in such a way that the long tines that hold the lanterns on his back sort of begin to, like, gently sway in place. And he says, yes, I knew Prophetess. Prophetess Drawn?
Yes.
He says, I knew Gordon Ban.
Gordon Ban. He's
And
got a last name.
yeah, it means you got a chance.
Rosie's writing in her journal. This is bad.
Exactly.
This is Rosie Fan. We didn't even have to change the initials.
And he says, and Propha, because she was of the blood, had heard stories of this place.
I feel so betrayed, but
Does anyone but Walnut know that Propha is related to the EPA? Did we just find that out?
I think you just found that out.
Okay.
And he said, her fervor, such a powerful woman,
Tell me about it.
her fervor was such that we suggested that we try to make the old stories true and ask this pit for a solution. And it did give us a solution. The work that we did means that children like yourselves can come and bother me here now. There's a world for you to fuck up out there.
Do you know where Prophet is now?
He says, all I know about Propha is that I do work for her here when I keep people from using this pit. She says, she never told us about the cost they paid.
Who paid?
All of us. Propha, Gordon, myself.
What was the cost?
Love in our case. We had no wealth to buy it.
Are you?
He says, all I know is after Gordon and Propha didn't look at each other the same way. Oof. I don't know what Propha paid, but I know it must have been dear.
What? Walnut goes, that's a great story, old man. But I'm here, and what I'm hearing from you is, I'm of the blood, and I can use this.
He says, I beg you not to use this.
What do I have that hasn't been taken from me? At one time or another. What haven't I lost?
And I squeeze you around the neck a little bit. I like,
And then I look back at Rosie and I go, 2 seasons? Is that what you said?
tops.
And Walnut puts Rosie down and she says, she's like, I know we're here to fix Prophet, but we could fix everything. We could fix it all.
What do you think this hole can do for you?
This hole has, when we were walking through the woods, I saw ages of my people's writing asking for love, for wealth, for happiness. And it must have brought them that. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep using this place.
He says, no, child.
Do you think perhaps that's what they wagered?
No,
That's what they gave?
that was the cost.
That can't be right. I don't
It
believe
is right.
you.
My life is a monument to how right it is.
What would my mother have wanted that she would have gambled away love for?
He says, I don't know your mother. Go think about her at home.
I don't know if you passed through any particular areas to get here, but maybe there was like a big clearing that looked like it used to have houses and now it doesn't. That's where my home was, and it's gone, and I can get it back thanks to this hole, and you're the only thing stopping me.
Well,
He says, I will.
And she goes, that's great. And she pulls out Foremother.
I want to try.
Seeing red.
I want to try to talk one more time
Go
before
ahead,
we
go ahead,
initiate combat.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I want to reach up to grab your other hand.
Okay.
That's not holding Foremother.
The nice hand.
Yes, the nice hand.
The unsorted,
sharp hand.
not the sharp hand that's long and made of green glass.
The sweet mushy hand. I reach up and I grab it and I clasp it with both hands and I say, Walnut, it's possible that it was for you.
And Walnut just says, that's ridiculous.
Is it?
Yes.
Would you not do the same for her? If she were here, would you not give up love to save her? To make sure that she was not touched by this, whatever it was? Why do you think you're the only one that survived?
Walnut says, if you had the chance to bring back your dad, wouldn't you do it?
He died on his own terms. He died for what he believed in, and he died for love. And it sounds like maybe your mother did too.
I don't believe that. There's no reason why they all had to die.
She saved you, and I don't know if you want to undo that.
I don't believe you. I don't want to believe you.
Awesome, yes.
They are gone. I don't even know if they're dead. They're just gone. There's just no trace of them.
I give you a very long, hard look, and I drop your hand, and I say, we'll do it the way you want to do it, if it's really what you want. And then I go for the Staff of the Master.
Jesus.
Dinar stops eating melons.
I don't need to.
Melons dripping
Yeah.
off your face.
Just rind. Chunks of rind.
What was the first option? I asked the TikTok man.
And
I'm gonna make this
and
stick.
Nace gets like in, functionally speaking, in Flavor Flav position
Yeah.
instantly.
I just ask him. I say, you don't know where Prophet is. Do you want to know where she is?
He's like, is she well?
No. The opposite of that. That's why we're here.
What do you mean?
We're here to cure her
We're here to,
ailment.
yeah. Her and Gordon Bond. Bond me.
Bon me. Yes, please.
He is,
We're like going,
yeah.
again.
Exactly.
I'm mad.
You know what? I'm back.
Yeah.
He says, Rachnis. And one of these little sensors sidles over to him and sort of sits behind him. And then he takes a seat on this
He sits on his friend?
on this mechanical creature. Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
What a good idea.
We got the receipts.
And he says, what ails her?
An affliction that we can't cure. She's rigid. The both of them.
Living stone.
Yeah. And the only thing that we could connect was the symbol that you also have. So
I'm supposed to talk about
He says,
it. Dinar.
but what could you wager? What could I wager? I'm an old man.
why are they sick and you're not?
I want you to do a perception check.
I'm happy to. Happy
You want the
to.
juice?
Yeah, juice. I'll give you my
yeah,
juice.
all
You
right.
don't want to use yours.
I'll use mine.
Okay.
Okay, it's 19.
Very good.
Oh my goodness, gravy and a 25.
Yummy.
Love it.
But he says, I'm an old man. What could I wager? You're always sort of, you have to, it's like graffiti almost. It's like the sort of graffiti where it gets really dense and you have to just like actively sort of keep it pressed away. You can see sort of like on the tree, just to his left, where he is sitting on the clockwork creature he calls Rachnis, and his hand is sort of like supporting himself on the tree. You can see along the trunk of it, it says Portentia Drawn, Gordon Ban, Love.
Okay.
And he said, and he looks
Says Walnut.
he looks
Yes.
he looks up and he says, I gave everything. I gave just as much as they did.
What did you give?
He looks down at and just shifts a few blades of grass with his boot, and he says, I was a father once.
What's your name?
He says, First Lance. I was First Lance Leyland Spexus.
What a good name. Well, it doesn't say that. It's just
Jerry
that's
says thank you.
stupid. No, great name. Walnut's not saying anything. She's staring at the ground very intently.
Where is your name written here?
And he says, it should be here somewhere with the others.
I have a very hard time believing this guy doesn't know exactly where his inscription is.
You'd have to know Druidic, but yes, you're right. It seems weird that he wouldn't know. I agree.
Why don't you show us?
Locate name.
Yeah.
In Druidic.
He says, I have tried long to create a device that would allow me to read
Oh,
the Druidic language.
so you didn't write it yourself.
No, he says, the spell that lives here creates these inscriptions.
I see.
He says, but if you look, you should find it here with the others.
I'm curious. Do you mind looking for it?
Huh?
Gonna sift a little bit.
What?
I want to see what our new friend Leyland gave up.
Oh,
Hey.
28.
You know that the whole forest is full of them. But each time the ritual is iterated, all the names and the price have been together. You don't think it's tracked separately that way. Each of them is clearly, as though gated by parentheses. Each one is a coherent record of the spell.
So it would be near Gordon.
In the other cases, it should be in the sentence.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he had a kid. I assume that's probably gonna be love. I would guess.
Yeah.
Gonna ask him. But
Did your son get you a lot of money or what?
yeah, how much did you get? What's the
the
exchange rate?
Is it only love or wealth?
He says there may be others. Those were the ones that Portentia knew.
If I
Her
look,
understanding of the ritual was not robust.
if I look around, do I see any other types? I mean, if this is full of them, I must see something other than love and wealth.
You think that there are older ones?
But I can't read it.
Well, no. You can read them, but they are just. You can just tell how they are etched in. They've experienced more weather, more age.
Okay.
Songs used to be appropriate.
Okay.
Poems, feasts. The costs became more dear, perhaps, as the crypt garden contracted. It became more gruesome.
I ask him, do you know what afflicts our friends? This just happened.
Yeah, he says, it may be something to do with this ritual. Did they just use it again? This
it sounds like you used this a while ago, and this just happened. Like a couple weeks. I don't know.
Yeah. He says these. As I said, her understanding of the ritual was incomplete. It may be that there were hidden costs.
Hidden fees.
Hidden fees. That's how they get you. Ticketmaster.
Years later.
Ticketmaster. Is it possible for us to find wherever Prophetess wrote her name and see if there was a hidden cost there?
The spell itself does the etching.
Okay.
It happens as a result of the spell.
Okay.
Okay.
How long ago?
And in that record, his name is not present.
Okay.
How long ago did you use this? Did the three of you use this?
He says, perhaps 50 years.
Can I do an insight check on
I was
this
gonna
guy?
say I was
Yeah.
gonna do it too.
Yeah, both of you.
All right.
I'm DMing now.
Come over here.
I got 16.
13.
Plus anything?
13.
Okay. He is very old and very tired, and it's possible that his memory, maybe as a function of this long vigil he's had, it's possible that his memory is porous.
Poor as what?
Poor as hell, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm incredulous. I don't think something you did 50 years ago all of a sudden just happens to. There's something.
You think this guy has something to do with it?
I don't know if he has something to do with it.
Can I
I don't think he's got the right answer, though. Yeah,
In front of him.
in front of him.
Fuck you, old man. Can I have an Arcana check?
I'll do it. I'll take another advantage if I may.
Yum yum.
I'll have one now if I may. Ugh.
Reroll that, please.
Oh, may I? All right. So here's a reroll for that. There's a magnet under here.
We get you a brand new dice.
And for the podcast, he rolled a 1, which I allowed him to re-roll, and now he rolled a 4.
And then I'm going to just enjoy this 4.
You took advantage, so you can
I
roll
can have
again.
one more.
You can have one more.
You rolled
One
3
more
times.
4.
Oh, yummy.
There giveth occasionally. So that's going to be, is that Arcana? Yeah, that's 24 then, right?
Yeah, exactly. This lantern of his, you've seen the work of an artificer before. This lantern of his is an incredible piece of work. Like, it casts light, to be sure, but who knows how many of the strange lights that we are aware of are emitted by it. But it is surrounding him with a dense, almost a comically overwrought, woven sheath of protective spells.
I see.
And you can, just observing it, every now and then the lantern dims a little, as a lantern is wont to do, and you can almost feel in a skin response that protective membrane shift. And he always gets a little uncomfortable when that darkness returns.
What have you encountered here on your long vigil, old man?
He says,
Do you often send others from this place?
with their tails between their legs, yes. Usually I'm able to dissuade them. He says, if you truly want to help Propha, you have one of the blood.
Transfusion. Got it.
That you need to give us more information. What do you mean? We have one of the blood. What do we do?
He says, you may be able to offer it something.
So only those of the blood can make an offering.
Only those of the blood may ask the hollow.
So I can ask it for anything that I want.
Now we're back to my thing.
Great.
That's where I come in.
Walnut perks back up. She's like, okay. No, I know. We wanna cure Profa and Father Gordon, right? That's what we're here to do. What could we offer it?
I think the
Wealth?
question is what you can offer it.
I mean, how much money do we have? De-stonifying someone can't be that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you can resurrect somebody for 500 gold, right? So.
That's true.
That's a different economy.
Okay. We have from finding the AI group. We have 500 gold from doing that in the Anarok Desert job.
Okay.
I know we have that.
Yeah.
That's
Now-
wealth. Well, because that's more money than I've ever seen, and I'm assuming Dinar just laughs.
Yeah.
I eat that much money for breakfast.
He shits that much money for breakfast, I think. Is the,
He shits for breakfast.
I only have 175 gold coins.
I think I like to imagine that Rosie's had at least one or two encounters with like the genie type. And so she's like, you may think that this is a straightforward deal, but wealth might not mean what you think it is. So let's be very careful about what we're offering to this hole in the woods.
Confused that this fellow said he is, what could he offer? But he has knowledge. He contains
So do
secrets.
you can hear just the soft brush of the dryads approaching this place, like making all manner of like physical and verbal obeisances to this place.
I look to them and I say, and I'll speak what would I speak in that they would know? They have to know more than common. Would they know?
To talk to planes?
Sylvan,
Yeah,
we're
would they know
elves.
Sylvan?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll talk to them in Sylvan.
for sure. You can tell that, like he.
Is uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, you can just tell as soon as the language begins. Maybe it's some kind of PTSD from the original spell.
Okay. So she looks to the dryads and she says, "Do you know the ritual of this place?"
She says, "Yes." The ritual. We don't understand, daughter. Mother,
How do
sister. Why do you speak with this betrayer?
This betrayer? Who is he?
He is a betrayer, and he is a man. He need not have a name.
What did he do?
He has not paid.
He never paid?
Can you not see it upon his brow? Look at this easy creature.
Walnut looks at him, and then she smiles and nods and gives him a thumbs up, and then she turns back and still smiling to them.
No, and he says, if you're going to pay, you should do it soon.
And Walnut goes, "Oh, we'll pay. I'm just deciding what's best to give up, just real quick."
Spells are very powerful.
Walnut goes, Walnut looks at the dryads and she goes, she says, I think this man is the source of our problems.
He says, yes. Or she says yes, typically.
He says yes.
Typically. Yes.
Slow play,
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Historically, generally, for all time, yes. Creatures such as this are the problem.
Great. Walnut looks to the man, and she looks to the rest of the party. And for a minute,
he's playing it up now too. Just what these people are being asked to do.
awful. And Walnut just says, she just says to the man, she goes, "What happens if I don't want to pay?"
But to the man,
To the man. She says, what happens if I don't want to pay?
he says,
I have nothing I want to give.
I will maintain my vigil here, and I will have done my job if you don't pay. That's my task here.
And Walnut has absolutely no tact. So she just says, no, I mean, what if I'm like you and I don't want to pay? Like what you did when you didn't pay.
Rosie's head swings around to face the guy now. You didn't pay?
Leland? Is that his name?
Yeah, Leyland.
Leyland Spexus.
Mr. Spexus?
He says, and stands up, and his little creature sort of scuttles away around to the side. He makes a few more cheek noises, and you can see the red lights beginning to array themselves into a sort of malevolent constellation in the gloom. And he says, well, it's a very deep hole, and I suspect no one would ever find you. Initiative?
Yeah, we better.
Better.
All right.
Oh my God, it's
Good
so
for us.
close.
Cool. Didn't want to go first, but
We have to roll off.
Because I have a 4.
Oh, you got a 4, never mind.
Yeah.
What do we got, guys?
5.
4.
11.
Ooh,
I had a yucky 20.
a real 20?
A yucky one.
Oh, yucky. Filthy.
Yeah.
Nasty
Dirty.
20.
Yeah.
Smushy.
A naughty 20.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Someone's
what's
going
happening?
first.
I gotta go first. Like it's you
Okay,
and
so
me.
at this, out of his, out of the sleeve of the robe that he wears, underneath these bindings, chains, and tines, what looks like a pocket watch, but gaudy. I mean, perhaps 4 inches across.
So actual flavor.
Yeah, exactly. Like drops out of his sleeve, extending to about 3 feet of chain, and then he begins to gently swing it at his side.
Like a flail.
He says, tick-tock, I'm the tick-tock.
He's the TikTok man. All right,
Chill.
Drow. Let's see it.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do? I don't even have it prepped. The only thing I had was we have our own lights, and I cast the glow man, but like right up on his face, on his eyes.
Ruin his night vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clings to his face. Just
yeah, basically.
So essentially, you want to. You're looking.
trying to,
You're looking
like,
for an advantage
to
situation.
blind him. Yeah.
Oh, just to startle him
Well, sure. Yeah.
with the lights.
Because those lights are not gonna move. They're gonna be right on his field of vision the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
When you
classic glow man
so glow man leaps like the Pillsbury Doughboy, but like a luminous version. just leaps in slow mo. Just leaps toward him, and he slides a pair of goggles down.
Whatever. He goes in the goggles.
pit-pat.
He goes within.
Take it from me. I love you.
Miss Beesinger, if you're nasty.
Tell me about these red lights. How, what kind of span are we talking about here?
They are in. It's entirely possible that one of these sound sentences that he produced caused it, but they're arrayed around him
Okay.
with substantial space between them. In the space of one attack action, you wouldn't be able to hit any more than 2.
All right, but I'm curious about the span anyway.
Absolutely. They're about 15 feet apart in each case.
Each case? Okay. Well, yeah. All right, I'm going to try to hit as many as I can with darkness,
Yeah.
which is a 15-foot radius, so that's 30 feet diameter for those of you at home.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to hit as many of those as I can and obstruct them with my magical opaque darkness.
Exactly. So
sphere.
within 50 feet, we think we can get Yeah, trois, right?
Three?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I can get 3 of them. I don't know what they do. I don't want to see them.
You don't want to see them. I promise you that. Absolutely. So you engulf several of them in a marble of even deeper darkness than this primeval forest.
Okay. I'm going to take a bonus action to, I don't think I've ever done this. I'm going to take patient, I'm going to use patient defense. Spend a key point to take the dodge action, so any attacks against me have disadvantage.
Ooh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
I didn't know you
know.
had that.
3
That's really good.
seasons later.
Well, here we'll have an opportunity
D&D
to
Beyond?
we'll have an opportunity to get at it right now.
All right.
So as soon as that curtain hits of darkness, he clicks a couple times and whistles, and they begin to leap forward
Okay.
out of that place. Oh shit! Okay, that is a natural 20. I swear to God, you can look at it.
Swear to God.
There you
Don't show
go.
us behind
I
the
saw you
curtain.
touch it first.
Well, I did definitely do that.
Yeah, I saw it.
I see a string of.
That's part of the roll, though.
You have to touch it.
You have to, and then once it lands on
Exactly.
like 16, you flip it to
You
20.
flip it to 20 because
yeah.
it's easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Womp, 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 womp,
Uh,
womp.
Bum, bum, bum. What did I get? What did
Oh.
the folks at home get?
Well, the folks at home get
Cleaning
the cleaning thing from the.
No, that goes
You
with
get
the
any-
dice.
What did,
Anything
what
you
did they
want.
actually get, Shadow Chancellor?
They get
For
a
the third
thumbs
20.
and a smile.
Nothing.
Oh, we
It's
don't
only the
do
first two.
that.
Here.
Not on this show.
It's only the first two.
You get anything you want off Jerry's desk.
It's
Yeah.
a rule.
Any cool desk
It's a
thing.
Twitch rule. It's not our rule.
Alyssa can come in and find something on my desk. Anything she wants, but not for her. You can't have it. Because I know you've been looking at some of my shit. So it runs at you.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Exactly. And so it has disadvantage,
Yeah, it does.
but its second roll is a 19. So it's still done quite well.
Shut up. It is not. All
It
right.
is, it is.
What's running at
What was
me?
the real roll, though?
This is one of the the
One of these
spider,
lights?
yeah, one of these mechanical spiders.
One of his friends?
Yeah,
Okay.
leaps basically like bodily onto the front of you, and then basically skitters around to your back and like holds you in place.
Oh.
And the rest of the spiders,
All right, I consent.
yeah, the rest of the spiders sort of project out of the marble, and with you held in this position, they all fire darts.
Oh, I love it. Give it to me.
Here it comes.
Projectiles.
1 hit,
Finally.
2 hit. Oh, and another natural 20. Jesus Christ.
Womp, 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 womp,
All right.
womp, womp, womp,
All right.
Yeah.
Now listen, I have a reaction to
Yeah.
deflect missiles.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
I'm gonna
That's
do
not why
it.
I did this, but I can't wait.
I can use my reaction to deflect or catch the missile when I'm hit by a ranged weapon attack. When I do so, the damage I take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 13.
Oh, that's great.
And if I reduce damage to 0 and I have a free hand, I can spend a key point to make a range to grab it and make a ranged attack back at them.
Okay. Well, you
You're
have
gonna be like, pew, pew.
yeah, exactly. So you have
Finally!
So you have 3 hits.
Yes.
that are coming your way. So I'm
Okay.
gonna roll damage on each of them.
Yes,
And that
please.
determines your threshold,
Yes, it does.
right? So it was 7 for the initial hit before.
Okay.
The first of these 3 is 7.
Okay. It doesn't say what I got to do. It just says I can deflect it. So the damage I take. So they hit.
Yeah.
But if I can reduce their damage to 0,
Which you can.
which I can with that one, I can grab it.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to grab it, throw it back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a ranged attack, which
is.
is just a plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 7.
Hit it.
It's an 11.
Okay.
It's not going to do much.
It pings harmlessly off
Okay.
of the dome atop it.
All right.
The next attack is 4 points.
Okay. That I can also return. That's going to be a 22.
Okay.
That's a 1d6 plus 3. So 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Getting those darts back. All right.
Nice. It goes right back immediately, and you can see it. You can see like a tiny crack appear in its lens.
Okay. And what's the damage on that third one?
Number 3 is 6, the number of the beast.
Not a problem. I'm not even going to roll for that. Okay. And then that one's just a 9. So 2 of those darts go
So,
ping in there.
exactly. So they come back, and you just return each of them while this thing is still clutching onto your back.
I'm good.
And then after its fellows have done their attacks, it falls and scuttles away.
Nice.
Now, but before you, the clock has begun to swing.
Did you take a disadvantage on every single one of those, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
The clock has begun to swing in a wide arc
Oh no.
out of the chain, and he lets it fly at you, but he misses absolutely,
Yeah, he did because of Glow Man.
100%. Yeah,
Nice,
We're
dude.
just
Hell
messing with
yeah.
lights.
he couldn't get in there.
Glow man, darkness.
Yeah,
all our
dazzle.
light-based attacks.
This is
Your night vision's ruined.
Yeah.
No, this is a marshmallow show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So then I should.
Do you wanna
So now it's your turn.
Oh, I see.
explain the Blompies too, real quick?
Oh.
Oh,
Every
'Cause you got your
Blompy past.
every
20.
blump gives a code to the chat for the next show.
Yeah, because you got another one. So all of them past
yeah.
the second are going to be codes
Yeah.
to the chat.
Discount codes
Yeah.
next episode?
Coupon.
Is that that's not during the live episode? though, at
That's not the
Pack
right
Pass?
time.
Okay.
We'll do it when we're
Next-
back in the
next
studio.
time, okay.
All right. So he is. So this heavy. It is a when it goes over your shoulder.
Okay.
It has a presence. I mean, it is like
Presents.
it is like a Golem's fist has like flown right by your head.
How close are any of his friends to him?
They are scattered around, but there's probably 2 within 15 feet of him.
Great. So
Is it gonna be hot?
a storm cloud appears in the shape of a
Ooh,
cylinder.
boy.
10 feet tall above him.
Oh wow.
And I call down
The wrath of your people.
the wrath of my people, lightning. See, more light stuff. You like it?
Yeah.
I
need
call
to
that
figure out a
down
light-based attack.
at a very high level. I would love for him to do a Dex 17 save.
Oh sure. That no worky.
Yeah, but I never know what you mean when you say that. No,
I mean that whatever you're trying to do definitely happens to his head.
great, perfect. You're gonna love it because it's 5d10.
Holy crap. Would you like
Jesus
Would you like a
Christ.
D10?
What?
No, just help counting.
Okay.
No.
2. That's easy. 8.
8,
I count that.
15, 19,
And 25.
25.
That's
That
really
could have
good.
been so many more. It could have been exactly
twice.
twice as good.
Yeah. So average roll. Average roll.
That was
Now-
average.
Now, were you asking about anybody who was close to him?
Anyone who's close to him also can do a save.
Okay, they should. They do it.
Then
they
they also
know how
take
to?
that.
The same?
They take
Jesus
the same.
Christ. So
And they're mechanical, so they should probably take
no.
double damage.
Don't worry, I'll handle that. So, but that definitely connects with that lightning bolt comes down and connects with him, and you see
He's made of metal.
exactly. So you see more or less what you expected, Cthulhu, is that there is almost like a muffling sound, like when it strikes, it forks down and it comes into contact with him, but it is absolutely muffled by this strange device that he's holding. But it definitely gets through.
Okay.
The other, like 2 of his little creatures
Yes.
are struck and explode.
Incredible. And I say, no, they'll never find you in that hole. Very indignant.
Nice.
You're the whole one.
Nace,
You're the hole.
Nace bumps into your shoulder with his left shoulder, and he says, "What are we doing?"
I'll do an attack in a second. Just question though.
Yeah.
The dryads were here, right?
Yeah.
Are they just chilling?
No,
or are they?
They'll get in there.
Because they didn't fuck this guy up. I gotta imagine.
Well, they hate him. Yeah.
How many of the little robots are there too?
There are only 4 left, and one of them is injured.
Oh, all right. I was just gonna do Spirit Guardians just to
Oh, just to turn the place into
Just
a
to
chipper
Chum
shredder,
the place.
just a big old
home and garden center.
yeah.
And they're sparkly, so it adds to the light show.
Yeah, that was the most light-based attack I could find on here. Because they're glittering, happy,
Exactly.
but also horrible,
Yeah.
angelic, mirror-like.
It's their time.
It is their time. So I summoning circle them up.
Okay.
And I
So you bring them
designate
up.
all of us and then the dryads
Right.
too. I
And that
guess.
occurs on their turns, as I recall.
Yeah, so they're gonna take 3d8 or half. They have to make a saving throw.
Exactly.
Wisdom 15. Or they're gonna take 3d8.
Or do they take half if they save?
Yeah. That's what I do. And then I just go. You got any light shit you can do, Nace?
Yeah, what can
Yeah,
Nace do?
what light stuff can you do?
What kit does Nace have?
Yeah.
So he goes out, and is like trying to avoid the gleaming reindeer.
Oh, they're like running through him because he's immune.
No, I know
Yeah.
perfectly well.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that he is trying to avoid them. And so,
I go, what are you new?
so
what are you doing?
he's trying to do his best. He's like, they're cute.
What are you? Come on. Come on. Act your age.
He's not as high level as you.
I know. And it shows.
So,
Jesus, Dinar.
so he gets close and puts 2 swings of toothbrush directly. Oh, Jesus Christ! Directly into this. Oh my Lord! I rolled a 12 and an 11 on the.
That's really good.
I know.
Wow, what big numbers.
You have.
On a D20?
On the D12.
Jared?
On the
No,
D12,
on the
it's very
D12.
good.
See, this is,
Oh.
that's a very special number.
Oh,
Very
wow. On a
special
D100?
rolling. What a good roll that is.
Wowie,
And it's
wowie.
like the first hit, you can tell that he's expecting to get more bite. Like he swings hard and it catches on something close, and then he just thinks the better of it, and then it just comes down twice as hard. And
Attaboy.
Leyland Spexus briefly takes a knee and then pushes himself back up off of one of his spider bots.
Wow.
The Dryads are going to come in for theirs.
Spice. Sugar, spice, and
After-
everything nice.
Oh, I was just
That's
gonna.
what I call
Well,
them.
no. It's like it's like Spice Girl names. I should have just gone with Spice names.
Yeah.
Could have gone with spice names.
You shouldn't.
We already did that with Spice
Posh.
Caraway, though.
Yeah.
Baby.
Posh,
Yeah,
big,
exactly.
Scary.
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 So
She's Scary Spice. The Dryad to the other 3.
they descend on him like crows, and just like
Feast.
from every side, like after one has done her work on him, she just melts away into the forest, and another one comes from a completely other direction.
Yummy.
Num, 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 num. I am nourished by this. You know what? This here will get me through the 2-week break.
Dude, in aggregate,
What'd they do to him?
well, yeah, Dua, Sealy, and Broca come in with 27 points.
Yeah.
Oh,
Total?
better than their mommy.
Yeah.
Slightly.
It's good.
Together?
They want
Yeah,
you to be
I
proud.
know.
They treat.
Yeah.
Now,
They just treat.
they treat. Now, Cthulhu Trout.
Oh, back at this?
Yeah.
Remind me,
This again?
We're still doing this?
Remind me how to play.
what is this game called?
In game, we kind of shake
Yeah.
Cthulhu with
Oh, sorry.
For his reverie.
to wake them up.
No,
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, remind me what the threshold for my ultimate is.
Oh.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Oh,
That's
delight.
here at the,
No,
at
it's-
the end. At the end,
No,
yeah.
4 is a full reroll, but even 2 charges. As I recall, it's 2 charges
2, I think,
for.
for a
No, it's 4 for a.
four
gotta
for
be
an ult?
4 for
It's
the
4.
an ult.
No,
Okay.
because I was keeping an eye. If I
Yeah.
had 4, it was
No,
going to go way
you
up.
have
Alright.
you have that though, so
Yeah.
you can definitely do it.
I dump it.
Delicious.
You will you begin to see what look like tentacles, cloudy, vague,
Chance of meatballs.
begin to emerge. But as they grow in size and clarity, you see other versions of Cthulhu, slightly different in the same space, as though the wall between universes has grown thin, has worn down, and at a certain level of opacity, we begin to take note of one another.
Hello, friend.
Hello, hello,
Holy
hello,
fucking
friend.
shit.
And the other Cthulhu's will approach Leland,
Leyland.
and attempt to wrestle his lantern away from him. Multiple, like, overlapping hands that are vague and very see-through at first, but then with the numbers of them begin to look substantial.
Is this a new ult?
It is.
It is Conclave.
Conclave. is
So
her name.
so they go up, and then but they as the other Cthulhu gather around it. Some. This is why it's important to have so many of them.
Yeah.
Some are simply too curious.
They are, a lot of them If you look at the more translucent ones, they're not doing it. They're doing other things.
Here's what I like about this ult. So Cthulhu is summoning like alternate reality versions of Cthulhu. So there's other alternate reality versions of Cthulhu that are doing this. So periodically our Cthulhu will be like, I gotta go for 5 minutes. I gotta go fight this boss in another reality. I'm being summoned.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, just real bit. I'll be right back.
Holy shit!
So a few are, and there's obviously a politeness issue, but at the same time they're all Cthulhu, and so they recognize after you. Oh no, after you.
But there's no hands-on.
No, exactly,
so
exactly
realize
right.
Maybe.
And so, I mean, as many as 100 hands grasp and swing all the variants of this lantern, and
Ooh, yeah. You would perhaps occasionally see a very transparent one pulled away fully, but the one in this reality, no, it is still firm.
no, exactly,
succeeded.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And one of them hails from a membrane, a silver shard of a place where these forces don't exist at all. The ones he's bound into the lantern have no effect. And so this Cthulhu remembers that moment. And in that moment, like an apple falling from a tree, the lantern drops, and then they all try to catch it at the same time, purely out of politeness. They seed the ground. One of them takes it, holds it over the hollow, and lets it fall as they disappear. Leyland Spexus ages perhaps 1,000 years in the space of 4 seconds. There is only the strange structure that he has strapped to himself left to adorn this skeleton. At the same time, a new gentleness is revealed in the little creatures that he has created. And they approach the body and seek it, find that it is gone, and mourn in their strange way. You hear shortly after, with a message inside the documancy bag from Certainty Drawn, that you did it. Whatever you did, you did it. Shadow Council, Mayor Labors, please you. What a pleasure it has been to spend this time with you. Of course, the next time we see you in a game, we will be at
Down under.
PAX Oz,
Down under.
full of ramen and boba. It's going to be a good time.
Wait, ramen and boba?
Oh yeah, I know where it is.
There's a good ramen.
I know where it is. So I got this same spot. Is it Mugen? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the spot. But that'll be the next time. Of course, I have taken note of the vote that you put in for the show that will guide my creative process, such as it is, when we are down at that game. It's going to be our Halloween game.
Oh,
so
it's spooky. It's a beach prom body swap episode.
Gender swap.
Gender swap, obviously. Body and gender swap.
Body and gender swap. High school, beach.
High school, beach.
Sports.
Prom.
Racing.
Tennis?
No, it's going to be really, really good. So, hey, let's take a very, very quick break.
All right.
Because we extended a little bit beyond the normal bounds of the show, and then we'll do some table talk.
I'll pee right here in my seat.
And then we'll let you go.
Me too.
All right. We'll see you soon.